I do not view abortion as a choice and a right. I think it's always a tragedy. And
Yeah, let's talk about this. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man. I appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to view my channel and the content that I put out. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe and follow me on all the platforms you see listed up here and down here, all that good stuff, all right? Appreciate it. Also, don't forget to hit that like button right there so that this video can be shared consistently to you and my content can be consistently shared to you while also pushing videos like this out in the YouTube algorithm. All right, so last night, if you guys don't know this, I did a video. I covered a story of Arizona passing a abortion ban. Like, they went back to the 1860s, like there was not supposed to be any abortion, and if anybody is found to give an abortion, they can be arrested and face prison time. Well, a judge ordered that ban goes into play, so no abortions to take place in Arizona. And there was a lot of conflict that came out. People saying, what if the mother life is at death? What if they have, sexually assaulted and, incest, yada, yada, peanut butter. And I had my story. If you want to, you can go back and get my analysis of what I had to say about that. And check that video out. Just go look at it from yesterday. I posted it last night. All right, so and then I also told you guys how it was a lot of controversy that was going on because President Trump had also did this announcement that he was going to leave his stance on abortion. He was going to leave that to the states, and he didn't feel that government should tell somebody they should get an abortion and not get an abortion. So he just left it up to the states. Now, this is where it get really interesting in, okay? Check this out. This is not it. Here we go. That's it. This article comes from The Hill. Former President Trump said Wednesday Arizona had gone too far after the state Supreme Court on Tuesday upheld an 1864 law that made performing abortion a felony. Yeah, y'all heard it. He said they went too far. But I know y'all, let's keep, I know what y'all thinking. I know we're going to get to it. Former president, speaking to reporters after landing in Georgia for a fundraiser, said the law in Arizona would definitely change and defended his view that abortion policy should be left to the states, even as some of the enact restrictive bans. He said, yeah, they did. Trump said when asked if Arizona went too far. He said, yes, they did. And that will be straightened out, he said. And as you know, it's all about states' rights. That will be straightened out. And I'm sure the governor and everybody else are going to bring it back into reason, and that will be taken care of, I think, very quickly. The Arizona law, which also includes an extremely narrow exception for when it is necessary to save a pregnant person's life, will go into effect in 14 days unless the legislator moves to repeal it. Y'all heard that? So a lot of people that had this argument, well, if the mother can be in, they're going to force her to have the, no, this is telling you right here, and it says it, when it is necessary. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, Democrat, called for the 1864 ban to be repealed, and the state's Democratic Attorney General said she will not enforce any bans on abortion. Trump was also asked Wednesday if Florida had gone too far after the state's top court allowed a ban on abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy to go into effect and triggered a 6-week ban. The former president said the state's law was probably maybe going to change. Trump slipped with them words, ain't he? It's the will of the people. This is what I've been saying. It's a perfect system, he said. The Florida court ruling also allowed for a ballot measure in November that would protect abortion rights in the state. Advocates in Arizona are working to get a similar measure on the state's ballot in November. Trump earlier this week released a 4-minute video statement in which he declined to say whether he would support federal legislation restricting abortion. Instead, he said it should be left up to the states either by legislation or by vote. Democrats seized on the Arizona ruling and tied it directly to Trump, arguing it was evidence of what happens to abortion access when it is left to the states. The Biden campaign also repeatedly highlighted Trump taking credit for ending Roe v. Wade, something he did again Wednesday. Let me just say this real quick, y'all, while this is on my mind. They said it's left up to the state, right? To me, it should be left up to we the people. A lot of folks have completely forgotten, and that's why it's really important to go and read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and everything, right? Because some people don't realize that it's supposed to be we the people together decide what we want. And the people who are in these political positions, whether it's a mayor, state rep, governor, whatever it is, senator, we have to remember that these people are supposed to work for us and do the will of us, the people. Somehow it has snuck in and has been completely dismantling to a lot of our subconscious and our frontal lobes that these people work for us. They have somehow tricked us into thinking that we work for them. Yeah, a lot of y'all have been tricked into that. They have it set up to where you should feel like you should feel honored that they're even considering anything you have to say on any of the matters that they're going into legislating and voting on. And I don't know how it's a psychological thing that can happen where you should feel privileged that these state reps, these senators, these mayors are even considering any of your complaints. And it's not supposed to be like that. You have to remember we are their boss. We the people are their boss. You don't make me feel like I should have, like I got to approach you, oh gracious senator, oh gracious congressman, oh gracious mayor. No. We go in there and let them know what our demands are, period. So with this abortion ban that happened in Arizona, was that the will of the people or was that just the will of a few? I do not know. I haven't gotten all researched into that and went in depth with it, but y'all get my point. Today, politics has been completely flipped upside. Everything is flipped upside down right now. Right is wrong. Wrong is right. Girl are boys. Boys are girls. Animals are people. People are animals. Sex with nature. Nature having sex with people. I mean, it's really flipped upside down. And somehow, how did it creep so easily into us that now we have accepted it? And that's where a lot of people's mindsets are. Now, for 52 years, people have wanted to end Roe v. Wade, to get it back to the states, Trump said. He said, we did that. It was an incredible thing and an incredible achievement. We did that. Now the states have it, and the states are putting out what they want. He continued, it's the will of the people. So Florida's probably going to change. Arizona is going to definitely change. Everybody wants that to happen. And you're getting the will of the people. It's been pretty incredible when you think about it, he said. The Biden campaign on Wednesday ripped Trump's comments and argued his track record spoke for itself. Officials have noted in past comments, which he said, women who got an abortion should face punishment, and his administration record in rolling back support for abortion. But see, it's so amazing that you can see and you can roll back and pull up receipts, which, I mean, hey, if most people that are into things like that, you have a right to do so. But let's not forget though, okay? Let's not forget a few things here. Don't forget what Biden said, because Biden has some words to say about that himself. Right? When it comes to abortion. Let me see. See if I can pull something up for you guys, because Biden made remarks about what he felt about it. Shout out to my guy, the right wing angel. Check this out. Check this out. I want y'all to tell me what you think. Okay? Let's see if y'all can hear this. All right, listen.
I do not view abortion as a choice and a right. I think it's always a tragedy, and I think that it should be rare and safe. And I think we should be focusing on how to limit the number of abortions, and there ought to be able to have a common ground and consensus as to do that. I think the vast majority of the American people think that can be done, but unfortunately, we're put in a position you either eliminate abortions under all circumstance, or it's quote abortion on demand. The fact of the matter is, I've never known of a woman having an abortion and say, by the way, I feel like having an abortion. It's always a tragic decision made, always a difficult decision. I do not view abortion.
Huh? So if you want to pull back what Trump had to say, pull back what Biden had to say. So the point of it is that I can sit there and argue and say, well, Trump changed his mind. He changed his views. Well, we're going to roll back and see what Trump said. Well, did Biden change his mind and change his views? And if he did, do y'all find that that is wrong? People changed over time. Like there was a time where homosexuality was completely frowned upon collectively. And nobody, but now in today's world, people have compromised and a lot of people accept it, but still overall majority don't. It's the truth. Look the statistics up. It's the truth. And in this case, Joe Biden, this is what his thought was. And this is not long ago. What, 18 years? It changed, his views changed in 18 years. Does he really feel that way? Or is he only just saying this because it's to get votes? Is Trump doing what he's doing to get votes? And y'all can answer that in the comment section if y'all want to. So that's my point though, is that if you're going to pull up things that Trump said, also we can go back in time and pull up things that President Biden said as well, right? And use that against them because there's nothing but political games to be played right here anyway. But when it comes down to it, because I don't want to misinterpret what my views is on it, as a Christian man, I believe that if you're going to do the acts that bring about a child, that child should come to this world. See, when you hear things in our Constitution that say, the right to liberty, and life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, who is it talking about? And what form? And see, here's my deal. If you left nature alone and biology alone, that thing contains life. Especially when we're talking biologically. There's things that's going on in you guys' body right now that you have no control over, but still it's doing everything it can, and it's doing functions every day to keep you alive. Because that's what these things were designed to do. They were designed to keep you alive. Every month you shed so many skin cells, your body doing so many checkpoints and keeping you from being sick, making you pee, making you poop, getting rid of waste. It's doing so many functions that you don't even do. You have no control over it. But yet these things are taking place biologically, physiologically, on a cellular level that's completely amazing, and it's created by design. And for you to do an act, and that act brings about these cells to come together and form life, and that life continues to grow unless you disrupt it. Right? And then that life ends. So when people say something like it's nothing but a clump of cells, I get y'all. Now get me. Listen to me. I'm coming from a Christian standpoint. If you say there's nothing but a clump of cells, but guess what is a clump of cells as well? Everything. If we put everything under a microscope, you can look at the cellular structure of skin. You can look up, something that keeps this thing in your beating right here, something called a heart. There are cells that cover the heart that runs a lot off of sugar, pretty much. And these cells, the day that it starts beating, it never stops beating to the day you die. These things are continuously working to keep life going, right? But at the same time, as a Christian, y'all, don't forget, there's something that all of us have been blessed with, and that's choice. I don't like the fact that they say pro-life. What's the opposite of salt? Y'all would say pepper, huh? What's the opposite of black? You would say white. What's the opposite of salt? Y'all would say sweet. What's the opposite of life? Not choice. The opposite of life is death. So I'm saying, wouldn't it make more sense to say, are you pro-life or pro-death? Because if you look at it as if it's saying that it's not life at all, then we shouldn't say that it's pro-life or pro-choice. You see what I'm saying? What's the opposite of choice? What's the opposite of life? Death. So it should be considered and should be said, are you pro-life or pro-death? Because cells are living. They are living, right? And cells die. Now, if they die naturally after they, did their function, skin cells, they're alive for a little bit and then they die. You right now are made up of a bunch of cells, and these cells thrive. And if you want to do something to end it, they stop living. So that's my take on that. But at the same time, let me make this clear. I don't hate anybody that do what they do. I don't. There's people that they commit heinous stuff all the time. And all I'm telling y'all is this. I understand that you can fight against this. You can preach against this. You can do all those things you want. But I'm just telling you, face the reality and know that despite of how hard you pray, despite of how much you try to go out there in the streets, people are going to do what they want to do anyway. So the best thing you can do is leave it up to them, because you had a choice in who you married. You had a choice whether you stole something. You had a choice whether you killed somebody, cuss somebody out. There's choices made every single day. So I don't sit there and despise and hate anybody that goes and get these things done. Am I against it? 100%, because I feel if you don't want a child, don't do the things, don't do the practice of having a child, or have contraceptives, get a vasectomy, get your tubes out. I don't know. Freeze your eggs, freeze your sperm, do something. That's me. But again, I don't hate you, but I will have some questions about you, especially if you do you talking full term and eliminating the child. That's murder to me. A lot of this stuff I consider to be complete murder. I'm just telling you. But again, I do not dislike, and I'm not going to hate you for that, because what's being allotted right now and considered to be lawful, people going to take advantage of it. That's it, folks. So, that's my take on that. And there's a whole lot of more things I can say, but I know I haven't already talked you guys' ear off, and I would like to hear what you guys have to say on this matter. Do you think that Trump jumped in? It's kind of like, whoa, Trump, you kind of contradicting yourself. You said it's left up to the states, and now Arizona did this, and now you're saying, wait a minute now. What is your take on this whole thing? Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Even if you disagree with some of the points I said and disagree with some of the points I said, I'd like to know, because I want to hear your perspective on this and reading in the comment section below, all right? So make sure you leave a comment. Also, make sure you hit that like button right there so that this video can be circulated within the YouTube algorithm, if you would, please, all right? Let's see what y'all got to say. I am Ty Smith, model Renaissance man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.